I'm really not sure how I'm going to start this video, but I thought I would just kind of wing it going into it. News over the weekend came about Iran. Uh, there's been a war happening between the United States and Iran, and uh, I find myself on the outs of the conversation. Uh, I don't really particularly have a side on this. I am extremely disappointed that we're at the point now where we're starting new wars. I remember President Trump would be campaigning on no new wars, and here we are. And I get it. I get that. He gave Iran several chances to, you know, sort of follow through, and he gave them a lot of leeway, and they kind of backed him into a corner. And in a similar way, he's tying the hands of Israel as well. Um, but truth be told, I would like to follow this stuff more, but the truth is, I can't do that to my health. I can't do it to my mental health. I can't keep doing it. I've been following politics for the better part of probably 10 years now, most of my adult life, which I'm still pretty young. I'm only 27. You know, uh, I'm rather new to it. Um, but I see the way things are, and I see, how people respond to this stuff. And obviously, you got the never Trumpers, the people who are always going to hate Trump no matter what. And personally, I think those people can go fuck themselves in every respect. Um, you have the MAGA Republicans and Republicans in general who are just like, a lot of them defend Israel all the time using Genesis from the Bible, even though that's not even a way to do it. It's like defending Israel as the state that it is now is not biblical at all. Um, but truthfully, man, like, I'm so disinterested in politics. I'm so disinterested in that side of the culture war because it's a mega distraction, right? It's political football. That's literally what it is. When you look at like sports, whether it's soccer or football or baseball or basketball or whatever, everybody's got their teams. Everybody wears the team's merchandise, their shirts, paints their bodies, holds up signs, uh, have slogans. It's no different from political parties, whether it's Democrats, Republicans, liberals, libertarians, Green Party. Doesn't really matter what party they're from. They all sort of fall in line under APAC, but most people know that already now. There's a bunch of foreign lobbyists and foreign interests, controlling our domestic government, while at the same time having, ICE go after illegal immigrants, in spite of the fact that we have literally illegal foreign occupation taking over our government. Um, I mean, the hypocrisy's there. But the point that I'm trying to make about this little rant that I'm doing is none of that shit matters. And not to say that it doesn't matter in its own way. Obviously, voting in its own respect, you can still have the right to vote to change the culture. There's no doubt about that. I haven't completely gone so black-pilled to say that voting doesn't matter. In a way, yes, it doesn't matter because we already know the outcome. But smaller elections, your local elections, you still might have a voice in something like that. You can still contribute to have that. Even so, the reason I say politics and these global talks, world politics and domestic politics, the reason it doesn't matter relatively is because you will not change the culture, you will not change the zeitgeist, and you will not, win the culture war by rambling on about politics. I had a conversation with my father the other day, and he and I are relatively conservative. He's more conservative, I guess, in name than I am. because I don't identify with conservatives. I think the term conservative is to apply to people who are basically anybody right of Mao. And most conservatives now are just liberals who left they left the left because the left got too fucking communist. Um, that's the truth, I think. There's no such thing as a conservative anymore. But the point that I'm saying is that basically, my father was asking me, how can we convince Democrats that they are on the wrong side? How can we convince them that they are, thinking the wrong way? And I told him, Dad, you cannot debate with these people. The truth is, debating's over. The guy, yeah, I'm going to say it. The guy who was having open debates got shot in the fucking neck. Even if it wasn't by those same people who I believe did it, they still celebrated his death, nonetheless. And you still got the people on MAGA celebrating, the death of like Renee Good and Alex Brody, which personally I'm indifferent to their deaths. I don't care about them. All right? I'm not going to celebrate their deaths. I'm not going to make jokes about it. But you know what I mean? There's a line between being indifferent and then there's being inhuman. And these people that were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, those people are just inhuman. They preach about empathy and then they go out and do shit like that. Trust me, those people are monsters. There's no talking to them. There's no discussion or debate to be had. And same thing with people who are just so mentally brainwashed. We all think collectively, right? We're going to get along if we have civilized debates. No. You know why? Because people already have their minds made up. No debate is going to change somebody else's mind. Some people are so far gone that you can give them all the evidence in the world and it won't fucking matter. Their minds will not be changed. The only way their minds will change is if an influencer they like tells them something and then they follow it. Or if they find their own research and then they change their mind on their own accord. But either way you look at it, a debate between two clashing ideologies never changes the other person's mind. We see it happen between presidential candidates. They have debates, but neither of them changes their mind. The reason they have debate is because they want you to decide who you vote for. That's what that's about. It's bread and circuses. It's feeding chicken food to the chickens, man. Politics don't fucking matter. That's what I'm saying. You want to change the culture war, you want to win, it ain't going to be with debating. You can't debate these people. You can't debate the ops. You can show them all the information in the world, don't fucking matter. What you need to do is cut those people off from your life. And this is specifically to leftists, all right? This is specifically to the Marxists, the socialists. If you're somebody who is not a far left moron, cut those people off. Get away from them. Stop watching woke TV. Stop watching woke movies. If somebody is trying to indoctrinate you or try to cancel you, get away from them. If it's your family, if it's your friends, cut them off. You can't debate with them. You cannot reason with them. That's just the truth of it. You know what will win the culture war? Creating actual culture. Creating art. Innovating for yourself. Build your own house. I know that's asking a lot. I get it. It's a lot to ask for. But that is the drastic measures that have to be made to win the culture war. You have to create your own currency. You have to be able to create your own finance. You have to get completely unreliant of the government, unreliant of the system. You have to leave society entirely. Almost nothing short of going out into the fucking woods with a spear in your underwear and hunting for food. That is what you have to do to separate yourself, to win the culture war. That is what it's going to take. Because debates, because these politics talks, It ain't changing shit. Your vote will not count to shit if you cannot change something in your own personal life. People complaining about infertility, or like, not infertility, but like all these dating sites and people going out and being like, I hate women because women won't sleep with me. Or women saying, I hate men because all men are pigs. You know how you solve that motherfucking problem? You look in the mirror. You say, am I ugly? Am I fat? Does my breath smell bad? Am I responsible? Can I hold a job? Right? You have to ask those questions personally. You can't just say, I blame the other gender for this. It don't work like that. I hope that analogy makes sense. And I hope that basically you apply it to the politics conversation. You cannot win the culture war definitively unless you completely separate yourself from the politics. That's why I don't follow it. That's why I've kind of just checked out. And a lot of people in my generation have checked out. It's because we know there's no winning in there. I've lost too many friends. People who I've shed blood with in the ring, I've lost as friends. And I lose friends all the time now. People find an old post and they're like, oh, unfollow. You know? It happens a lot. The way you deal with it is you let the idiots die. You let the lemmings kill themselves. They will sterilize themselves, becoming trans. They'll abort their own babies. Trust me. Trust me. You want to win the culture war, you have to fix yourself. You have to fix your attitude. You have to create. You have to live free. You have to put yourself in the mindset that you live free. Otherwise, you will forever live in this oppressed mindset. It's identity politics squared. There is so much more nuance to the conversation that I'm having here, but this is where I'm going to end the video. And if y'all want me to talk more about this stuff, please leave a question or a comment down below, and I will answer it. And I'll come back to try and bring more insight to this conversation. But I just want to get this off my chest to basically just say I'm checked out. I'm done with politics. There's not much I can say, to change that. I'm not blackpilling, but in a way, you have to take the black pill before you take the white pill, if that makes sense. But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in another video very soon.